pastor recently told his congregation that wives not only must submit themselves to their husbands, but also that marital rape is totally okay. Look.
Wives, you must submit yourself to your husband as unto the Lord. And in this matter of submission, I want you to know up front, ladies, that once you get married, you are no longer your own. You are your husband's. And I emphasize that because I saw in court the other day on TV where a lady sued her husband for rape. And I would say to you, gentlemen, the best person to rape is your wife. But then now it has become legalized, rape.
Wow, okay. So what in the ever-living 15th century fuck is this? I mean seriously, did we somehow go back in time to find this guy? Yeah, like, what? Now, okay, so the man's name is Pastor Burnett Robinson. And he has led the Grand Concourse Seventh-day Adventist Church in the Bronx, New York. So we're not talking about Alabama, okay? We're not talking about Floribama Shore or whatever, okay? We're not in the middle of the sticks. This is in the Bronx, New York. And this guy's like, yeah, marital rape, totally fine. Yeah, in fact, you must submit. You must submit. You are no longer your own person. You no longer, you don't have control over your own body. Your husband controls that body. Bullshit. Now, as the Religion News Service noted, Robinson was preaching from a passage from the New Testament's letter to the Ephesians, in which the Apostle Paul says, "Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord." And by the way, going back, I kind of made fun of a little bit of the way that he says that, because you ever notice with the preachers, like, ladies, you should serve the Lord and your husband. No, let's talk like real people, okay? Like human beings, okay? We'll do that. Why don't we do that? But here's the other thing. Here's what's really important, okay? I don't give a goddamn, literally, about anybody like who wrote that book or 2,000 years ago, okay? Who wrote that? Submission, the Apostle Paul. Don't give a damn. Don't care. Rape is never okay, okay? Period. Women are not objects. They're not made to submit. They're not possessions. They're human beings. They certainly do not need to submit. Okay? I can't believe people are still teaching this garbage. And that's what that is. I'm not calling religion garbage. I'm calling that garbage. He is literally telling women, no, you're not a person. You're not a human being. You don't own your body. You never owned your body. And especially you don't own it after you get married. That's the message they're telling girls and women. And by the way, little girls, they're saying that first, your father owns you, and then your husband will eventually own you. You will never own yourself. No. That's what they're teaching you. It's disgusting. It's not that far removed from the Taliban or from teachings in Saudi Arabia, where women, by the way, women have to be escorted by a male, okay, and not be able to make their own, and are not allowed to make their own decisions. That's what this guy looks at that and says, nailed it. Sounds great. Oh, if only they'd just call God God and not Allah, we'd be perfect. No, same thing. And again, here's the thing. The Bible, I don't have to follow your Bible. Nobody has to follow your Bible. Now, if you want to follow your Bible, that's fine. However, that still does not make rape legal. Okay? Rape is a crime. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian. It doesn't matter if you're, a Muslim. Rape is a crime. Period. Now, the Bible, look, here's the thing, though. Now, the Bible is full of old, ridiculous ideas that were shaped in the culture at the time. Okay? So, now there's good parts in the Bible. Okay, taking care of the poor. But then there's this stuff. Now, let me kind of give you my opinion of why this was created. Why we have all this weirdo stuff in the Bible, which is all about, by the way, babies. That's what it is. Babies. They want to control women so that what will women do? They'll make more babies, right? That's why earlier in Christianity, harems were fine. Harems were perfectly fine. Why? Because more babies. You also had laws against being gay. Why? Well, don't be gay because we're not going to have as many babies. We need more babies. And you want to wonder, why is this so focused on babies? Because back in the day, understand that they needed the boys to grow up to be the soldiers of the tribe. They had to go out and fight the Canaanites and the Philistines. And, of course, they had to have the girls to make more babies. That's it. That's all they wanted. That's why all of this shit is in the Bible. And, of course, there's other reasons. At the time, infant mortality was incredibly high. So obviously, the more babies you have, the more successful you are. You got to have more babies to work the fields and do that stuff. And of course, as far as women are concerned, well, you're essentially chattel. You have no rights. Your property to be owned, to be traded for money. That's where a dowry came from. And so at that point, again, you had the wealthy men and the rulers that could purchase women and use them in order to pass down their genes and to keep their tribe and their family line alive. That's the world that they lived in. That was the world of the Bible. Thank God, literally, that we don't live in that world anymore. Now, the reason that I bring up the history is because a lot of religions have not caught up to reality, have not caught up to the new world, to the way that the world is today. Okay? Now, they need to catch up. And that's what's important here. So that said, the church has apologized. They have actually placed this pastor on leave, according to their website, and hid the video from view. Obviously, because it looks really bad. Now, that's one thing. But I think what needs to happen, and not just from this church, but all churches in the United States, right? And really along the world, they need to aggressively push back on these older ideas. These notions of having ownership over women's bodies. Men do not own women. You do not own your bodies. They own their own bodies. And if you don't agree with that, then you're espousing rape. And not just espousing rape, but you're also espousing slavery, which is, of course, submission to what they consider to be the women's betters, men. Now, I'm a proud American, okay? I'm a proud American. And I don't believe in slavery. I believe in freedom. I believe in reproductive freedom. And I believe in, obviously, sexual freedom. And I believe in just freedom. And if you don't believe in freedom, if you believe like this guy, are you really an American? If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.